Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WrestlePlug podcast. I'm Aaron Nix, highly unprofessional, highly fat wrestler, and I am going to give you my predictions for Saudi Arabia's Crown Jewel Blood Money pay-per-view spectacular from WWE. And we can all have a little whinge, can't we, on social media about, you know, how appalled we are with Saudi Arabia and its lack of care for human rights. But the reality is, the majority of you little bitches whining about it, you're still going to watch it. We're all going to watch it, aren't we? And the people who don't watch it, they don't give a fuck about you any more than they give a fuck about the people who actually are watching it. So with that miserable intro out of the way, let's get into it. Of course, the Usos are on the pre-show. Where else would they be? It's WWE. The Usos versus the Hurt Business in a tag team match. I don't actually think it's even for the titles. Just a match. Here you go. Have a match. Usos to win, because Hurt Business suck. And even when they were good, they were forced to suck because Vince McMahon doesn't know how to write a show properly. Certainly not Raw, which is AIDS. Yeah. This match won't be AIDS though. This match will be good. This match will be very good actually. I expect the Usos and the Hurt Business to have a great wrestling match. It's just nobody will watch it because it's on the pre-show, isn't it? Bit like this actually. This is a pre-show. Nobody's going to fucking watch this, so I can say what I like. Fuck Saudi Arabia. I'll still watch it though because I need something to do in the afternoons because I'm bored. By the way, as a man in England, oh my god, I get to watch a pay-per-view at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh, by the way, Americans moaning about it. Fuck off. We're normally up at 4 in the morning watching crap wrestling. You get to watch it at a decent time, and then you can go to bed with your hot chocolate or your diabetes or whatever it is you guys do. Becky Lynch defends the SmackDown Women's Championship against Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. And, of course, Sasha Banks is... do you know what? I thought, because obviously Charlotte is the Raw champion, she's going to SmackDown after this, that she was going to drop the belt on Raw, but nah, fuck finish, because nobody really gives a shit. It's got to that point where they're like, hey, let's book the worst stuff possible and just fuck off our fans, because it's jokes, isn't it? I'm still going to stick my neck out. I say Sasha Banks wins. But, you know, what the fuck do I know? Not much. That's why I'm doing this shitty YouTube channel. Yeah, I'm going to say Sasha Banks wins. Becky Lynch... she's got to drop the belt somehow. They've got to switch the belts unless, I don't know, maybe there's going to be some weird paint accident. Maybe the guy who designed the NXT logo will accidentally run into both of the belts and then change colours, and then that's how they keep the belts on the current champions but on different brands. No clue, no care, if I'm being honest, but I'm sure it'll be good. And also, women's match in Saudi Arabia, it's a big deal, whether we want to admit that or not. RK Bro. Defending the Raw Tag Team Championships against AJ Styles and Omos. I don't fucking care at all. Why should I care? Like, you know, this match has happened, what, 15 times? We've had 50 different iterations of it on house shows and Raw, and fucking hell, Tedium doesn't even cover it. Omos still looks green as shit. He's greener than this green screen, isn't it? A great attraction. AJ Styles is amazing, but he just feels like a lost cause at this point. But, you know, AJ Styles isn't going to run off and join his friends in all petite wrestling, is he? Because he's old and he's making a lot of money. So he's like, yo, I'll just take some money and then go home and retire and do Twitch streams and have a giggle that way. I think that RK Bro will retain the tag titles. But I think that Omos will provide quite an attraction for the Saudi Arabian fans, because they're not gonna... Well, it's not every day a 7'3" black man walks down the streets, particularly not in Jeddah, or wherever the fuck this weird pay-per-view is going to take place. It's a stacked card, it's just so uncaring. It's mainstream wrestling in general feels this way at the moment. I know AEW fans are good watchers. How could you possibly talk about Crown Jewel? It's against human rights. So is AEW Dark, mate. I've seen some of the matches on that, and they should be against human rights as well, but it is what it is. Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley. Speaking of things that abuse my human rights, wow, how little do I care about this match unless Bobby Lashley decides to batter Goldberg's son in front of us again. He's 15, and do you know what? I don't care. I thought it was really funny. It was probably the highlight of their last match. I thought it was jokes when he beat up his son. I thought it was funny because I'm that horrible a human being, ladies and gentlemen. I think Bobby Lashley wins here. He kind of needs to win, although it is in Saudi Arabia, and I have it on good authority that the whatever the fuck he is, prince, dictator / tyrannical rapist that runs Saudi Arabia, I think he believes that people like the Ultimate Warrior and Randy Savage are still alive, so he probably wants Goldberg. He probably thinks Goldberg's still in his prime. Oh, it's such good shit! Probably thinks he's like 25 and knocking off people like Hugh Morris on a Monday night show. So, yeah, fuck it. Let's go with Goldberg for giggles. Goldberg to win. Doudrop versus Zelina Vega to crown the worst winner of a tournament in history. It has to be honest. The Queen's Crown tournament has sucked so much donkey phallus. Zelina Vega, by the way, is like a different level of hot. You know when like people walk past and you're like, damn, she's pretty fine, or damn, he's fine, you know? Zelina Vega walks past and like, Jesus Christ. I hate you, Aleister Black, Tommy and Malachi Black. Guy with darkness. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked here. I want Zelina to win. Doudrop winning would be awful. Not because I don't like Doudrop. I love Piper Niven, but Doudrop, that sucks, aforementioned donkey phallus. So, Zelina Vega to win this. Can you tell that it's 5 in the morning and I do not give a fuck? Good. Yeah, Zelina Vega to be crowned the Queen's Crown tournament winner. And if she doesn't, well, who cares anyway? We don't care. But my God, she looks so good in whatever she wears. And the crown would be no exception. Better than our Queen anyway, the fossilised old bitch. Yeah, it's one of those nights. Finn Balor versus Xavier Woods to crown the King of the Ring. This will actually be a really good match. But again, it's a prop. It's a novelty. It doesn't matter. I want Finn Balor to win. I know everyone's like wanting Xavier Woods to win. I don't give a shit about your dreams, Xavier Woods. You sure as hell don't give a shit about mine, so why should I give a shit about yours? I'm going to pick Finn Balor because he's a better wrestler. Much better. I think he's got a bigger upside. I like Xavier Woods. I think he's very good, actually. I think he's very entertaining. He's very charismatic. But I mean, from a charisma standpoint, he would be a better King of the Ring. No question. But let's be honest. Who gives a shit about King of the Rings? Also, his 3 King of the Rings that were his favourite, you know, I know it's kayfabe, on Raw that he mentioned were Ken Shamrock, King Mabel, and King Booker. King Booker, fair enough. Pretty good. Really took the role and ran with it. Mabel. No. Absolutely not. Edge versus Seth Rollins inside Hell in a Cell. This is going to steal the show. Providing they're allowed to go full throttle mental hardcore with it. I don't know. I mean, the Saudis are used to chopping people's heads off for fun, so they should have no problem with Hell in a Cell being a little bit graphic. I think this is going to be awesome. Seth Rollins will win, but I want Edge to win because he's amazing and he's my favourite wrestler in the world and I adore him and he's so fucking handsome despite his age. He's gorgeous for a 47-year-old, it has to be said. The first is real here for older Canadian men with beards. Not you, Carl Wilkinson. You are disgusting. Yeah, Seth Rollins. Oh, Mansoor versus Mustafa Ali. If anything said token Middle Eastern match, it'll be this. Oh, is Mansoor going to lose in front of the Saudi Arabian crowd? I don't think so. Mustafa Ali, well, just like myself, you are Middle Eastern, you are brown, you have a glorious beard, and you are destined to fail at whatever you do as long as you work under this big umbrella of wrestling. Wow, we have a lot of similarities. Not in looks, though, because he's gorgeous and I am pudgy. Mansoor to win. Should be a good match, actually. I'd expect it to be really good. Shame they had to break up the tag team, but, you know, can't have too many brown people on TV. Vince McMahon will freak out. Black people now, pretty cool, which is awesome. Great representation, but the world's not ready for Middle Eastern representation. That's why they have to go to Saudi Arabia, because the Americans ain't ready for this shit. What else have we got here? Oh, Big E versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE title. Geez, I wonder, Big E. I don't care. I don't care about Drew McIntyre anymore. Well done, by the way. Drew McIntyre was one of my genuinely favourite wrestlers. And then he won the Rumble, and I was like, oh my God, this is fucking awesome. And they have ground my will into a nub. And I've got to this point now where I'm like, great, Drew McIntyre is a thing, and he's waving his sword around, which is apparently named after his mother. No, it isn't. And even if it is, like, it's cheap ploy to get some sort of sympathy from the crowd, and Fuck off. It's tedious is what it is, mate. It's cheap and it's tedious. Does that wrap it up? Oh yeah, Roman Reigns. Kind of forgot about the big match. This should be fucking awesome. I should be so hyped for this. I should be, oh my god, this is WrestleMania main event worthy. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief. Excuse me. Had a fucking seizure there. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief. Acknowledge him, the Universal Champion. And he'll put the belt on the line against Brocky Wocky Lesnar. Big old Bork himself with Paul Heyman at ringside. No doubt shivering like a dog, pissing in the wind right before it's put down. It should be amazing, but it'll probably, knowing them, it'll be like 3 minutes long. It'll be an L1 parade, for those of you who remember playing SmackDown Shut Your Mouth, and it'll probably end very cheaply. Maybe Paul Heyman accidentally gets in the ring, or gets in the way, takes a bullet for Roman accidentally, and I don't know, Brock Lesnar gets blindsided. Roman Reigns to retain in some awful, weird, terrible shenanigans that will no doubt wind everybody up. It should be truly a spectacular thing. It's just a shame it's not being played out in front of the fans that actually care. Not you, America. Us, Britain, should be over here. Fuck America. No, I'm kidding. I love you all very much. This show is going to be okay. It'll be okay. It's one of those things. No one who's like a really harsh critic or a proper smark or anything, anyone in the wrestling demographic like that will watch it. I don't think they will. The majority of them won't. Unless they've got some sort of, I don't know. Like me, for instance. I've got to cover it so I can entertain you with my misery. But I don't think anyone will take it that seriously or watch it. And it is a very predictable card. It's a shame because it's a very good card. It's disappointing as well that someone like Edge and Seth Rollins couldn't have been saved for something else, something more. Isn't it funny? Oh, we do have a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view now. Let's put the Hell in a Cell match in Saudi Arabia. Okay. I mean, if you want to make it really authentic, then, I don't know, put a homosexual and a woman who dared to drive in that match. Have them fight each other to the death and one of them gets their freedom or only gets one hand chopped off instead of both and stoned to death. I don't know. I guess it's slightly less offensive coming from me because I'm Arab too. Have a great time watching Crown Jewel if you bother to watch it, and if you don't, well, fuck it. Hit the dislike button. Who cares? Who really gives a fucking shit? You don't, I don't, but I'll watch it because I got nothing better to do. Cool. State of Wrestling address is later on tonight. Being recorded later on tonight, should I say. And if you're interested in that, which is our weekly wrestling podcast where we discuss the news and we do it very honestly and we upset everybody as we always do. Look forward to your hate mail, by the way, AEW fans. Don't even hate your brand or anything, but you seem to keep sending me hate mail. A lot of things about Jim Cornette and phalluses. Maybe see a psychiatrist. But yeah, if you want your questions or opinions heard on that, send them in at WrestleBlog on social media. And yeah, there'll be some watch-alongs and stuff coming along if I can be bothered. And yeah, Crown Jewel, innit? Have fun! Toaster. Definitely a toaster. It's been a while actually since I jumped in a bath with a toaster. Cool.